Thank you so much, both of you, for being here. So we have heard from Poland, from Estonia, from the UK, from Germany, and now we're going to add Sweden to the list of countries that are represented on our stage, which is terribly exciting. Can you begin by talking about the alliance between Poland and Sweden before we get into a little bit more about you and your companies and what you're doing together?
The alliance is growing and be getting further and further. So the alliance as we are now, we have an alliance,
Yes.
but our governments also have an alliance, which is highly growing.
Yeah, I think that finding those local alliances is very important, but it's even more important when you find alliances that start naturally. So you're not forcing alliances, but you're finding gaps that you can collaborate and you can do something interesting for defense market, for defense industry. Mm-hmm. And having this, I think that it is making the Europe stronger, right? So that's all about.
Well, that's a great place to start to move into, Maciej, your founding of Tantalit.
Yeah.
And the type of partnership that you found very, very quickly once you founded the company.
Yeah, so Tantalit was started in 2022, so a couple of years ago. So I was very afraid, but I realized that it's not the founder who needs to be brave to start a startup, but the followers, right? Mm-hmm. So who are able to resign from their well-paid job and join something and follow you. So that strong Turkish background helped us a lot, and we started from the very beginning cooperating with big Polish defense player WB Group on the electronic warfare systems. We were successful, then our internal project started, the one we are working together with Nordic Defense, for instance. And I can say that recently, like a couple of months ago, it was in November, we joined WB Group. So it is like a next step of our cooperation. And I think it is very good because WB Group started as a startup as well, like 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. So they know what it is all about. And what I like is that we are still independent. I mean, the spirit of startup is still in Tantalit, right? So it is not being killed by the big organization. So we are still like an internal innovative hub within WB Group.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. And if we can just, before we move on from that, for our audience who isn't as familiar with WB Group, can you provide a little more context around the constellation of companies that makes it up?
So before we were before Tantalit started, the people that are within Tantalit worked for many telco big companies, so they bring this vital experience into this. We also started the EU-funded project that is counter-drone, let's say, platform that we are developing within Tantalit. We also developed several other projects like technical integration platform for integrate many different devices within, let's say, bespoke cars and vehicles. So we have also other partnerships with Finland to work on, let's say, smart decoys. Mm-hmm. And these partnerships with Nordic Defense to make this counter-drone system even better, right? So it's using their effectors.
Got it. And Karl, about Nordic air defense. So air defense has been a big topic that we've discussed today and will continue to be a big topic as we all experience these incursions into our airspace. Talk to us about starting Nordic air defense. I mean, your story is really, really interesting.
Yeah, we've been running Nordic Air Defense for 2 years now. I have 30 years of entrepreneurship behind that. Mm-hmm. 30 in total, actually. So it's not 30 years. So
what I do,
not new, no. What I do, it is I build teams, and I start to find the best of the best. With building interceptors and also hit something fast, that is a drone. You need to have the ones that have knowledge and been doing that before. So I've been focusing on that. And now, 2 years in, we hit targets. And looking back from today, we had our first demo with one of the European armed forces came to Stockholm. So many coming up now, forthcoming weeks. Looking back in time and with the skilled engineers we have and the confidence that we are creating the right thing, autonomously hit targets, and with the product that are scalable, cheap.
Yep.
So looking back, we could have signed many R&D contracts like many of our competitors do, and I don't say that is wrong because, but we didn't do that. So looking back, I really feel that we took the right decision where we are now.
And so you announced a partnership recently.
Yes.
Tell us how it came about.
To be honest, it is started even before Tantalit become part of the WB group, because we were starting discussing about making those two solutions we are working on compliant and more successful on the market. So, and like it was more than a month ago, I think in Gdańsk, we signed a LOI to work together to integrate our platforms and to make some demo presentations in near future. So that's what we are working on right now. Having like showing you the division, how we divided our tasks between the parties. So we are, by joining the WB group, we have now the access to many different sensors that we can integrate and deliver the tactical view on the battlefield. So what is going on in the air, right? So having this information to protect the sky, we need to use many different effectors. So right now we know that many European companies are working on different type of effectors, but we need to also plan the proper strategy to neutralize those threats. So we need to be resistant for the saturation, for instance, or air defense, or to be for different strategies that are evolving over time, what we see on the front line in Ukraine. So we have different type of drones, as we said before, but also we have different strategies like low-flying, fast-moving drones, like big drones flying very high and diving down to hit the target. So we need to be ready for this strategy for neutralization, and using like Kruger effector is one part of this strategy to neutralize this threat in a cost-effective way, right? So that's our task. So to select this policy and this strategy of neutralization.
And air defense is multi-layered, as you all know. And this is one of the first partnerships we signed, but we're looking into other products and more of the layered air defense. So what we built at Nordic Air Defense, it's a platform, it's a system where we can rapidly get data out, dimensions, and we can now prototype, be out flying, testing in 3 weeks from taking the data out.
Right.
So it's not only rocket propulsion we're looking into, it's other types of propulsion also.
And I imagine that for a startup, the beginning a relationship with a prime, or even though you're not officially called WB Group, you still have your autonomy. You are still part of a prime now, which is, that's why we really wanted to have you on the stage. It's really, really interesting. It can feel really opaque, I think, to a startup, and so I'm going to dig a little bit because I know how you two you got to know each other. I'd love for you to share with the audience about how you decided to work together. What did that look like?
I partly also live in Poland, to be honest. Some of you know, but so for me it comes naturally that we work together, and when looking into what you do, it's a perfect fit.
Yeah, we found a common language. So we are both engineers. I spoke to the people from Nordic Defense. It's not like, let's say, team's relationship. No, we were traveling to Stockholm to see
Yeah.
what they have, discussing a lot. Karl was traveling to Poland, discussing with us. So that was like real work to be done before this partnership started, right?
Right.
So that's how we do.
And it's not only for Poland or Sweden, it's actually for the whole Europe where
Yes.
we're going to partner up.
Yeah, tell us more about both of your plans to this whole. We've been talking about decentralization and the fragmentation of the market and how important it is to lift up and look out. Talk to me a little bit about how the two of you hope your partnership
Yeah.
will support that.
You want to start?
Maybe I always started. We should think all the time about dual use. So, of course, Ukrainian frontline is very important for us. We have like a common goal to support Ukraine. WB Group has a division in Ukraine as well, which is called WB Ukraine, and over 100 people, employees, work there all the time, and they are giving us continuous feedback, which is very crucial for creating this kind of system. But we shouldn't forget about also protecting our critical infrastructure all the time because of some actions that may happen over our airfields, over the oil rigs and
Power plants.
power plants, exactly.
Right.
So we should be prepared, and even a small drone can destruct and destroy the production or close the whole airfield for hours, right? So it's that's something we need to be prepared for. And so having this in mind, we also thinking about how to neutralize this threat over this critical infrastructure. So we are aware, I mean, both parties, that we cannot shoot with cannons on the over the civilian airfield, right?
Or AMRAAMs, like what happened in Poland a couple of months ago, and burning fragments, etc.
Yeah. Yeah. So we need to neutralize this in a smart way, let's say, right? So so that's why we are designing, as Karl said, this multi-layered platform to be ready for this. And maybe another one important thing is that that's why the big players are eager to work with startups because startups are not project oriented; they are product oriented, right? So they do everything to make this product the best in the world. So
Right.
and right now we are thinking we have a different situations. The situation that procurement agencies cannot buy like 1,000 rockets and put them in the warehouse because month later they will be not up to date, right? Because right now we should treat a weapon system as a platform with a software on top that needs to be updated very often, right? So it's still continuous improvement. It is continuous development. We need to adapt for different enemy strategies. We shouldn't underestimate our enemies and see what they do all the
Yeah.
time, right? So that's a continuous development.
Right.
What Europe-
Speed over irrelevance.
No, but Europe don't have an innovation problem. We have a problem with the speed and
Yes.
integration. So
Yeah.
innovation is not a problem, it's the integration.
And so this partnership, from your perspective, what will it provide Nordic Air Defense? I think you were saying manufacturing capabilities, or
Also with WOBA Group, which have in Poland good manufacturing, and we need that. And procurement rules are different in different countries. With
Right.
that said, we also building on production, but here we have a good start of a relationship.
yeah. And looking at the market, we heard this morning in the keynote that there's going to be a few things that are going to start to happen as we continue to mature as an industry. Where do you see consolidation happening within WB Group and in Poland and Europe? Did you have any experience of this?
Yes, I have an experience with that. We start. Poland is our first country we launched, but we're launching more countries here. We're going to do some acquisitions during the year, not announcing anything now. But of course, there will be consolidations. There are in Europe about 30 plus procurement agencies. Not all of these defense tech startups will be able to sell to a government. It's hard. You have to know how to do it, and it takes time. So consolidations is ongoing. It's already been happening in Europe. So, but we will see more and more of that during the year.
I fully agree. I've been consolidated, but it is very important to think about it right here and right now, because as we said, Sebastian from Atmos said that we have 3 years or 4 to prepare. So if we want to create a startup, it's better to do this still today, because tomorrow it will be too late, right? So the same with the thinking about the consolidation and some partnerships, because I think it's crucial. And what has changed recently is that the big players on defense market stopped perceiving startups as their potential competition, because they realized that we simply have no time. I mean, time to market is crucial, and they somehow need to be incorporated into the organizations.
But you didn't disappear into Prime. You scaled into one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the scaling up, actually.
Yes.
It's a great perspective. And speaking of scaling, so from both of where you both sit, do you know if WB Group has any plans to expand outside, or more than they've already expanded outside of Poland?
Well,
That's something you
looking at the history of WB Group is continuous expanding. Recently, there was announced that WB Group started WB Romania, right? So the another entity. So I think the new entities will be started very soon, as well as new acquisitions. But so that's.
And with Nordic Air Defense, are you going to be raising again soon, or how is the landscape looking for you?
We've been quite quiet, focusing on demos, things that actually works, which we now do. When it comes to that, now, of course, to build up an industry, to build up a big company, demands more money. But there are so much. I'm not worried about that, and defense tech companies should not be. There are so many new initiatives coming out from EU, so there is so much money to catch out there for the entrepreneurs.
It's interesting. That just reminded me of something that you had said earlier about how it's not hard to found a startup, but it is hard to bring people on board to understand the value of working for a startup. So in Sweden, it's a hub, shall we say, for people who understand that. Did you experience that in Poland of having to explain what options and shares and a potentially lower salary would mean for people to be able to join Tantalit?
Yeah, I mean, I think the good ideas work as a magnet for very talented people. And they are even eager to resign from the well-paid job to do something they believe strongly in. That's the spirit of startup, right? So it's and we should keep it, I think, right? So right now, by joining the WB Group, it is this magnet works even better because right now we have stability. So it's not like, okay, so I'm joining a startup and I don't know what I will do a year ahead. But it's right now we have like full prospect for the future, right? So
Right.
yeah, so that's why this magnet works.
And you've managed to attract some extraordinary talent.
Yes, that's been my main focus to about the first 2 years. The talents that really knows what to do, and it takes some time to do it. But I'm very very proud of our team. It's very good. But also when it comes to funding, we can see enormously tickets to startups with one R&D order. Like that, but my experience is you should not have more funding than you need in the stage you are, because you will fall out of focus.
Yeah. Well, thank you both very much for coming and talking
Thank
about this.
you.
Hopefully it demystifies what it's like to work with a prime. And congratulations on your partnership.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.